Hello, this is Mr. Collier, and today we're going to be looking at perimeter, area, surface area, and volume. Okay, in the first example, we have a rectangle and looks like a half circle. Okay, so we got to find the perimeter and then the area. So first I'm going to write in this piece of information over here, 4.2 meters. And in the circle we can figure out the radius because it's half this distance. That's going to be half of 10.8 is 5.4. Okay, now we have all the information we need to find the perimeter. First, we have these three distances. We need to find this distance here around the circle, which is half the circumference. So the circumference of a circle is 2 pi times the radius, but half the circumference of a circle is going to be half of this, which equals pi times radius. So this is going to be equal to pi times 5.4, or just 5.4 pi. Okay, so the total perimeter of the entire figure is 5.4 pi plus 4.2 plus 4.2 plus 10.8. Okay, that's going to give us 19.2, so that's going to give you 5.4 pi plus 19.2, and that's perimeter, so that's going to be in meters. Okay, if we use our calculator to get the exact or the decimal approximation of that, we get 5.4 times pi plus 19.2. Okay, that gives us 36.2. So it's about 36.2 meters. Okay, part B, we're looking at the area. So first let's divide this into two regions, A1 and A2. Then we're going to add them together. So in A1 we have a rectangle, so it's just length times width, which equals 10.8 times 4.2, which I'll get on the calculator in a second. Second area is half of a circle, so normally a circle is pi r squared, so it's going to be half times pi r squared, which equals half times pi times 5.4 squared, which equals, and then we're going to get these answers on the calculator now. So 10.8 times 4.2 is 45.36. So this is 45.36. And the other one is going to be, well, I can put in 0.5 times pi times 5.4 squared. That gives us 45.8. So it's about 45.8. Now it's not our final answer, so maybe I should have used more digits for the last one before I add them together. But actually that is the exact answer for the previous one. So I'm just going to add this number to add 45.36 to this number to get my total area. So it's 91.2. So the area total equals 91.2. Don't forget our units. We have meters here. This is area, so it's square meters. 91.2 square meters. The next example, we're given the base of a triangular sail is 1.5 meters long, and the area is 1.8 square meters. Okay, so we're talking about a triangle here, and we're given the area. We have to find the height. So we need the area of a triangle formula, which is half base times height. Alright, so we're given the area. The area is 1.8. And we're given the base is 1.5, and we have to find the height, so we need to solve this equation. We can divide both sides by half, which is the same as multiplying by 2. Or we can do half of 1.5 as well. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. That will cancel this half. And we've got here, we're going to have 3.6 equals 1.5 times the height, divided by 1.5. And the height equals 3.6 divided by 1.5, so the height is, calculate that on the calculator. That gives us 2.4 meters. Next, we're going to convert the units into square centimeters. Okay, for use of area, so the area is 1.8 meters squared. Okay, so we have to be very careful about converting square units. If we have 1 meter squared, then that's actually 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. That's 100 square centimeters. Actually, sorry, that's 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters. That's 10,000 square centimeters. Alright, so to convert here, we don't multiply by 100, we multiply by 10,000. Okay, so 1.8 meters squared equals 1.8 times 10,000 square centimeters, which equals 18,000 square centimeters. Okay, next we're going to be finding the surface area of this cylinder. Okay, so this, first of all, let's take a look at this. This is the height. The height is 5.5 centimeters. The diameter is 2.2, so I guess the radius is going to be 1.1. Okay, next we need the formula for the surface area of a cylinder. So I'm going to look that up. Formula for surface area of a cylinder. Surface area of a cylinder is here. Now notice it says the curved surface area of a cylinder. Okay, it's only the curved surface area. So we've got to take this this curved area here, 2 pi r h, and add the circular top and bottom. Sometimes you have an open top and you don't need to do this, but we have 2 circles here. We have one on the top and one on the bottom. So we're going to add 2 pi r squared, because the area of a circle is pi r squared, and we have 2 of them. So all we need to know is just plug in the values that we have. So the radius is 1.1, and the height is 5.5. And the radius, yeah, is 1.1 again, and you square that. So we can just type that in directly into our calculator, and then we're going to round our answer to the nearest tenth. Okay, and we get an answer of 45.6. And don't forget our units, it's going to be square centimeters, because it's surface area. Okay, next example, we're going to find the volume of this solid. It consists of a hemisphere and a cone, so that's like a half sphere and a cone. Let's get the formulas for the volumes of a cone and a sphere. So cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. So that's the cone formula. And the sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. Okay, we've got our 2 formulas. And actually I'm going to rewrite this one here because we don't have a full sphere, we have a half sphere. So I'm going to do half times 4/3 pi r cubed. So the volume is going to be 2/3 pi r cubed. Okay, so we have the radius of the cone and of the hemisphere. The only thing we don't have right now is the height. We don't have the height of the cone, right? So what we can do is we can actually use the Pythagorean theorem here, because this is a right angle and this is 8 centimeters. So we can find the height first. So h squared plus 4 squared equals 8 squared. 8 squared plus 16 equals 64. And we subtract 16, we get h squared equals 48. So h equals root 48. I could get a decimal for that, but I'm just going to leave it as root 48 for now. Okay, I'm going to use that in our formula. Alright, so total volume, if I add them both together, is going to be 1/3 pi r squared h plus 2/3 pi r cubed. And then I can substitute in everything that we have, right? So we have r equals 4 and h equals root 48. So I'm just going to substitute that in. 1/3 pi times 4 squared times root 48 plus 2/3 pi times 4 cubed. And we're going to get our final answer for volume as a decimal, and we're going to round it to 3 significant figures. So 1/3, I can write that as 1 divided by 3, then times pi. Okay, so we get an answer of 250. So it's about 250. The units are centimeters and it's volume, so it's cubed. Okay, next we're going to do one more example. A conical wine glass has dimensions as shown. How many milliliters does the glass hold if it is 75% full? Okay, so let's take a look at this. Let me draw a little bit bigger picture of this cylinder here. Okay, so 5 centimeters is the diameter, so actually that's going to be 2.5. It's going to be the radius, and the height is 8.5. Or 8 centimeters. Alright, so how many milliliters does it hold if it's 75% full? So let's get the volume first. The volume equals of a cylinder. Let's take a look at our formula booklet again. Volume of a cylinder. So that's cylinder. Volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. 1/3 pi r squared h. So if we do that, we're going to get 1/3 pi times 2.5 squared times the height, which is 8. Okay, let's work that out on the calculator. Actually, let's take care of the 75% business. So it's only 75% full, so we're going to multiply this also by 0.75. So let's do all that in one step on the calculator. So I'll do 1 divided by 3 times pi. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, so it's actually 39.27. So let's put that decimal there. We go. 39.27. Alright, and it's important to remember that 1 milliliter equals 1 cubic centimeter. So that means that this is equal to 39.27 milliliters. Alright, part B, if the wine is poured into a cylinder of the same diameter, how high will it rise? Okay, so what we have to do here is we know that if the wine is poured into a cylinder of the same size, it's the same volume. The volume of wine, the amount of wine does not change. Okay, so if we look at the volume for a cylinder, volume equals pi r squared times the height. So we look at this cylinder that we're going to be pouring this wine into, like a cylindrical glass or something. Okay, if you pour the water into that, or the wine into that, it's going to be the same volume. So the volume is 39.27 cubic centimeters. The diameter of the cylinder is going to be the same, so the radius is the same. It's going to be 2.5 squared. And we don't know the height at which the water will go up to. Okay, so we can solve this equation. Actually, height is going to be equal to 39.27 divided by pi times 2.5 squared. Okay, so we work that out, we can work out the height of the cylinder. Alright, so I'm going to go to alpha y equals, get a fraction here. And actually, instead of putting in 39.27, I'm going to put in answer. So second function, answer, divided by then pi times 2.5 squared. Okay, and that gives me a height of, wow, exactly 2. So height is going to be 2 centimeters.